The Case for an Intellectual Revolution in Rwanda. I am thinking out loud, and it hurts them. Written by Gabriel and Ndayishimiye. Published by LivenBooks. Section 6. Why Rwanda needs this revolution now. Rwanda stands at a moment where the present can no longer sustain itself, and the future remains unwritten. The regime that once presented itself as the guardian of order, stability, and progress now trembles beneath the weight of its own contradictions. The surface still gleams with polished streets and choreographed praise, but the cracks are no longer hidden. Power, hoarded and concentrated in the hands of one, has begun to fracture under the pressures of corruption, repression, and the strain of maintaining control through fear. But the fall of a ruler does not guarantee the rise of freedom. Power, once entrenched in a people's imagination as something to be feared or worshipped, does not simply dissolve when the hand that holds it weakens. Unless the people reclaim the right to think, to question, and to shape their own lives, the collapse of one ruler will only prepare the stage for the arrival of another. History is filled with such rehearsals, where the actors change, but the script remains the same. Rwanda's story has been written too long in the language of obedience. It has known princes who ascended by promising unity, only to demand silence. Chiefs appointed from afar, rulers anointed by conquest or survival, all teaching the same lesson: submit for the good of the nation. But there is no good in submission that kills the soul. The danger Rwanda faces is not just in Kagame's prolonged rule. It lies in the deeper fact that Rwanda has never learned to exist without a prince. The people have been conditioned to equate leadership with domination, to accept authority without inquiry, and to fear freedom as chaos. Without a revolution of thought, the next chapter will mirror the last. A new face, a new flag perhaps, but the same old chains. This is why there can be no more waiting. The silence that holds Rwanda together is not peace. It is paralysis. The mind that cannot question cannot defend itself, and the society that cannot doubt cannot grow. The regime is weakening, not because it has allowed space for change, but because its contradictions are no longer sustainable. Yet, weakness alone will not birth a new order. It will invite opportunists, not visionaries, unless the people are ready. And the youth, those who are told they are the future, are caught in a cruel paradox. They are paraded as symbols of hope, yet denied the tools to hope for themselves. Within the country, they are taught to aspire without asking. Outside, in exile, many have glimpsed what freedom might mean, but hunger without direction can turn to despair or manipulation. This revolution is not just for them. It must begin with them. They must no longer be taught to wait for change. They must become its architects. The world, too, is shifting. The foreign hands that once applauded Rwanda's silence are beginning to hesitate, to question, to withdraw. But if Rwandans themselves do not claim this moment, others will shape it for them, as they have before. And silence, as history reminds us, is never eternal. It cracks, it breaks, and when it does, it will either shatter in chaos or be channeled into something new. The question is not whether change will come. It is whether Rwanda will be ready to meet it with a people who can think freely, speak courageously, and act wisely. This is not simply a rejection of one ruler. It is a rejection of the idea that any person, any group, has the right to own the minds of others. It is a call to end the cycle of fear disguised as discipline, of obedience dressed as patriotism. No more princes, no more kings in waiting. This intellectual revolution does not demand that people rise in violence. It demands that they rise in thought, that no one again will take power without being questioned, that no truth will go unspoken, and that leadership will serve, not dominate. The time is now, not tomorrow, not after the next crisis. Every day of waiting strengthens the hand of the next oppressor. Fear will not retreat unless minds are armed with the courage to confront it. And freedom, real freedom, does not begin at the ballot box. It begins in the mind when people claim the right to know, to question, and to dream without permission. Rwanda's future is not an inheritance. It is something to be made, and it will be made by the ideas we dare to plant today.